Okay, let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome at a new episode of Inside the Zano Verse. It's the 17th episode already. We've been going on with this show for 17 episodes in a row, every month for 17 months in a row. And today we actually going to talk about the many monthly updates over the past month and something very special that is coming up, something very exciting, which is the confidential layer bridge, which the confidential layer team has announced that uh, they're going live with the bridge in July. So that's in the following 2 weeks. So we're going to talk about that extensively in the second half of this episode. But we're opening with a few other exciting mentions, and yeah, let's get into it. We're here with Pavel, with Andre, with Gonzalo. Hey guys, how's it going?
Well, I'm a little bit sick, so I'll remain silent for the most of it. But you guys can ping me if you need my opinion on something. But that's my situation here.
Yeah, hi. I feel better, but yeah, okay. I'm here, so if there is any you need any update on development part, I will be here and share with you everything.
Cool.
Andrew, could you maybe step a bit back away from the mic? We hear you a bit too saturated.
Really, you feel you doesn't hear me well even now?
Yeah, we don't.
Hold on a second.
That's weather, I think. Don't know what you did.
It's actually okay on my end. I mean, it's not the best, but it's just X spaces, I guess.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it can
sorry
be.
about this. My microphone is away from me, so I will be speaking from something that I have on my headphones. So there is nothing much I can do about this currently.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, I think you're better somehow. No worries.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll get into the dev part also a little bit later on. We're starting with PorcFest 2025. Did we talk about this in the last episode? I'm not entirely sure. I think we did. But yeah, quick recap. We went to PorcFest in New Hampshire, which was amazing. It's this Freedom Fest libertarian event. Many of the people that support Zano or that already support Zano were there. It's actually very surprised to see many people already accept Zano and Freedom Dollar, and so many people were interested in it. Also, new people. We onboarded a bunch of merchants. We did workshops. We participated in panels. Um, Aaron Day did a speech on the main stage as well about the importance of tokenization and privacy tied to it. Doug was there from Monerotopia. I bought some coffee from him with both Monero and Zano. Ross Ulbricht was there. Yeah, it was an amazing event. Very beneficial for Zano as well. We onboarded quite a few new libertarians that have quite a bit of reach. So yeah, always good for the growth of the ecosystem. So I think all in all, it was definitely worth it to go there. And I also saw some tweets from some people that sold items at PorcFest, like food and stuff and other things. And they published a list at the end of PorcFest of the most accepted cryptocurrencies, like the most accepted payment methods. And gold backs were pretty popular, but also cryptocurrencies. And Monero and Zano were the most popular ones, which was great to see. Actually, Freedom Dollar had its own category as well. So Zano and Freedom Dollar actually were very close second with most vendors, with most merchants, which was a great thing to see, right? I mean, especially for a small ecosystem like Zano, relatively small. It was great to see that anticipation there and the acceptance of Zano and Freedom Dollar. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Next up is ZanoX. ZanoX developments. Yeah, so ZanoX is a platform developed by a community member named Smugplug, and he has some juicy updates for us. So I'm just briefly mentioning them. Of course, you could already buy and sell Zano there, and he has integrated Zano Companion, Zano Aliases, which is really cool. Recently, also he added that you can buy gift cards with Zano, and this month he added a lottery, which is pretty cool. You can go to ZanoX.io, and the disclaimer here is this is a community-run page. This is like we're not involved with this, but of course it's always nice to showcase this stuff because in the end we all want people to build on Zano and make use of the ecosystem, and this is a perfect example of a fun thing that you can do with it. He plans to add more games. It's just a lottery for now. You can chip in some Zano and then try your luck. But he told me that he plans to add more games as time progresses, so we can expect some more fun games here. So if you don't know what to spend your Zano on, you can try your luck here, which is pretty cool. Has anyone tried it yet, guys? Did you guys buy a ticket? Maybe
No.
Gonzalo?
I did, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I bought one for 1 day and another one for month. I lost, obviously. I never got lucky with any of the lotteries, but we'll see how it's gonna go with the monthly one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So he has 3 lotteries, right? A daily one, a weekly one, and a monthly one. And the purpose of it is that the monthly one is going to be the biggest prize, of course, and the daily ones is just for the gamble addicts, I would say. But yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, like myself.
Yeah, I bought some tickets as well, but no luck. Just like you, I already lost like 4 or 5 Zano on this. Shit. But no, it's great to see, and it's just another fun thing to do, right? So yeah, shout out to him. Next up is the community member of the month. You wanna take this one, Gonzalo?
Sure. So last month's community member, I chose Bounties. So yeah, I mean, I was very surprised when I saw him tweet about Zano. So for people that don't know who he is, he's a former WWE champion. So yeah, I mean, he has been very passionate about other crypto projects. He recently got, well, I mean, a year ago he got into privacy projects, and yeah, I mean, he's just a really nice guy and a lot of energy, and it's nice to have people like him around. And of course, we are also issuing, like last month, an NFT award for all the community awards. So yeah, he'll be able to hold an special official Obscura, and now he'll be able to see it on his wallet. So we'll talk about that a little more later.
Didn't he
Yeah.
create private NFTs on Zano, or was it a confidential asset like a token? What was it exactly he created?
It was a confidential asset.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's cool. I saw that he had one of his older WWE images attached to it or something. It was pretty fun to see.
yeah.
No, cool. Okay, yeah. So shout out to Val Venice. Great job. Also this month happened first. So there's this new account that popped up called @Zano Meetup Group on X and also on Telegram, by the way. And they just host Zano meetups all over the world, all over the globe. And they just had their first Zano meetup in New York City, I think last week, which was cool to see. They shared some images of it, obviously with people with the Zano logo over their face. But some Zano supporters showed up, some new people that were curious showed up, so they managed to install a few new wallets and create some new aliases, show people what you can do with it. They airdropped some Zano, I believe. So yeah, really cool. And they told me I reached out to them in DM because I have no idea who they are, but they seem to be great people, and they say that they are planning on doing more meetups throughout the United States and also all over the globe. So if you are a Zano enthusiast yourself and you want to host a Zano meetup in your local area, you can actually reach out to at Zano Meetup Group. And apparently, they also give out funding to people that want to host their own meetup in their own local region. And of course, you can always contact us, me at Mr. Quibs as well, because I'm happy to send you some merch and some information and the proper guides and stuff like that. So yeah, but really cool that they took the initiative to do this. Of course, we also have the ambassadors doing Zano meetups, but it's always good to have more people do this thing. So yeah, big shout out to the Zano meetup group that is going to host Zano meetups all over the globe as well. Then we get into the Zano Africa meetup, which is, as some of you might remember, Zano Africa Lil King hosted the very first Zano event in Africa, in Nigeria. I think it was in Lokoja. And very impressive what he did there. He had over 150 people attend the event, and I believe even 200, and close to 150 new aliases were registered. People were airdropped some Zano, some Freedom Dollar, installed the wallet, basically got a complete walkthrough, speeches about the importance of privacy and all of that. He onboarded many new merchants, many new users, community members. So really good for the growth of the ecosystem. So I chatted with Lil King, like, hey, maybe you want to do this more often. And he was very enthusiastic and excited about it. So Lil King is going to host a Zano event every 2 months now for the rest of the year. And the next one is already scheduled for August 9th in Kano, which is another major city in Nigeria. So he's going to do the major cities in Nigeria first, build a flourishing community there with many merchants and community members and users, and then hopefully also spread to other countries in the region. So super cool. If you live in that region, go check out at Zano Africa on X, and you can find all the information about the next meetup there, which is awesome. Did you guys actually see? He created this video at the last Lokoja meetup where he recorded a video that with all the 150 participants saying something like "Free Roger." There it was. Did you guys see this video? It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't. I seen pictures.
Yeah. I mean, also pictures and stuff, but like they pre-recorded some stuff as well. Was neat. I like it. It's good that they think about Roger as well. I like that.
Yeah.
New integrations. Many new integrations this month. We got a new fiat on-ramp, which is Alchemy Pay, actually the very first fiat on-ramp that we have. So you can actually buy Zano directly with your credit and debit card, directly with your bank now. This does require KYC because, well, you're still buying with your bank account. So this is just another option for people to use, right? You don't have to. If you're cautious about your privacy, then you can buy it peer-to-peer via someone else. But still, it's very cool that you can actually now buy Zano directly with a credit or debit card via Alchemy Pay. So that's super cool. You can check that out. We also got integrated on a bunch of new exchanges, a lot actually, thanks to Freedom Dollar, UseAtX, xt.com, bit.com, Bfinance, DigiFinex, all new exchanges for Zano and also Freedom Dollar. And via those exchanges, we of course reach new audiences, new regions. Super cool, super good for the adoption of Zano. Zano also got a new all-time high in daily transactions on June 3rd last month. Over 16,000 transactions were processed on the Zano blockchain in a single day, which is super cool. Andre, are you able to speak again? I just got a message from Andre that he got kicked out. Doesn't seem
I
like
see
it.
him among the speakers. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Invite. Okay, I just re-invited him. If you still have trouble, Andre, then message me again, please. I see Narain request to speak. I'll get to you soon, Narain. Just gonna finish the topics here, and then I'll invite you up on the stage. Okay. Yeah, Bitcoin.com launched a new campaign promoting Zano and confidential assets. So they have this new campaign where they also have this learn and earn where people can get some free Zano and FUSD, I believe, for completing certain tasks like swaps and stuff. They came out with a bunch of new videos and tweets about the Zano ecosystem. So they are really doing their part, pushing the Zano ecosystem forward. So a huge thanks to Bitcoin.com for that. Obviously we didn't pay them for it. Like, this is just something, they're just genuine supporters of the ecosystem, and they just do their part, which is amazing that they do that. So huge shout out to them for doing that. And the same can be said about Edge Wallet, by the way. They also launched a new campaign this month promoting Zano confidential assets. They integrated Zano aliases into their wallet, which is really cool. So you can now have your Zano alias on Edge Wallet. They are also very interested in confidential layer, I believe. So yeah, shout out to them as well. Okay, let's invite Narain on the stage. Hey, Narain, can you hear us?
Yeah. Hi,
Hey,
hi everyone.
how's
Hi,
it
Mr.
going?
Crips. Yeah,
Hey,
all good, man. How you doing?
yeah,
It's been
good.
a while.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So,
Are you still there? I think I lost you for a second.
yeah, I'm still there. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good work you guys are doing. I've been keeping up, with the amazing works you guys are all doing across all over. Amazing. I myself, on the other hand, we've been a little bit, let's say my boss Roger tried to, whenever he sees something beneficial, especially, he's very passionate about privacy and stuff like that. He always kind of shares with me and be like, okay, how can we push this across Africa and stuff like that. So the last time I guess we had a conversation, I was on this space, FUSD space, right? Same with Roger here, just I think a few months ago. So we were talking about how to get maybe FUSD on some exchanges across Africa and stuff like that. And conversations lead to another. I think some of my connections are building amazing products that definitely around stable coins in Africa. So I reach out to them, and it seems like we're in conversations with a few of them. Maybe very soon, you guys will share the news with you guys just to see how they can add FUSD to their platforms as well. So I just felt let me just share this with you guys here.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Please message
Yeah,
me
yeah,
on Telegram at Mr_Quibs, and
mm,
then I'd be
yeah,
happy
yeah,
to walk them through how to accept Zano and FUSD on their platforms.
yeah, that's it. I think by next week also, there's gonna be an event I'll be speaking. So definitely I will be highlighting FUSD. It's a stablecoin conference. I think this is the first ever in Africa that's happening. Right. So definitely I will be speaking. I'll highlight FUSD and I'll definitely conversation is gonna happen. It's gonna be around stablecoin, and FUSD is the definitely the first ever, private and private decentralized private stablecoin out there, right? So it's something that definitely will change the game. So I'll be speaking, and I will speak a lot about FUSD at the event. So that's it. So big shout out to Roger, because definitely this is me and him having just personal conversations, and he was like, okay, go do it. I'll say, okay, no problem. I will do it. So that's it. So this is all his efforts.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. I think
Mm.
it would also be beneficial for you if you connect with Lil King, since
Yeah,
you are.
yeah. I'm in talk with him. I'm in talk with Lil King. But then one thing is that I have a lot of things on my head. Sometimes those things can come, unplanned or stuff like that. So I just use maybe just my connections and networks I have. But definitely I'm working with him on something very amazing, which is, we do host like the peer-to-peer electronic cash festival each year in Nigeria, which is a very, very big event. So definitely I think by August we'll make announcements for that. I'll definitely reach out to you and let's see how we can bring the two communities together as well. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be massive. So that's it.
Right. Yeah, totally. And you you
Mhm.
you represent Bitcoin Cash community in Africa, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, yes, yes. So most of the adoption happening we across Nigeria and Africa. I lead them. So that's it.
No, cool, cool. Because Confidential
Yes.
Layer Bridge is launching soon, and Bitcoin Cash is also going to be integrated in that bridge. So it will be nice to explore the synergies between Bitcoin Cash and Zano there as well. I
Mm.
think Bitcoin Cash
Yeah, I know.
community will love the fact that they can upgrade their Bitcoin Cash with the privacy of Zano very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing is that overall, I'm a fan of anything that works, right? Anything that works good, I love it. I'm not like a maxi, but I feel like anything Zano is now the best when it comes to privacy and stuff like that. And then with the new innovations you guys are working, it's really really awesome, right? So that's it.
Thanks, man. Great, greatly
Yeah, I
appreciated.
think I'll keep you posted. Probably at the event, if there are pictures, anything, I will share with you on Telegram as well. Just yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
Narain,
thank you.
great talking to you. Thank you.
Mm.
We're gonna proceed with to the dev section, but let's be in touch, okay? Okay. Thanks, man. Okay, let's yeah, that was great. Let's proceed with the dev section. The developments. Let's talk a little bit about the new mobile wallet, the new mobile wallet UI, and maybe also the new mobile developer, which we announced this month. Who's best person to talk to about this? Is it you, Pavel, or you, Andre?
Hmm, I think Pavel would be the best person, but as Pavel is not active speaker due to his condition, I probably can say something that we've been making a lot of progress lately, and we released the wallet, which looks quite different compared to last version, which was big surprise for me, honestly, because I was not following what's happening there, and then I was like opening new version and see it's all redesigned a bit. So apparently there is a lot of progress made on this part, but as I said, I wasn't inside of this process. I was focused on something else, so it came as a surprise for me. Kind of nice surprise. It's a really nice touch. A lot of things redesigned. So I think that's it. Uh, that's pretty
I could
much it
probably
on,
add a
about
couple
mobile.
more things.
Yeah,
It,
Pavel,
it's not
please.
just a it's not just a facelift. We also refactored the insides of the wallet. It should be much more stable, especially on the slower connections. And over the last couple of weeks, we've been also gathering feedback about the updated version. So it's not done yet. We'll still have a couple more iterations to make it look even nicer. But that's the mobile wallet part so far.
And there are some features that are still yet to come to the desktop wallet, like being able to hold and transfer multiple aliases. That's already live on the mobile wallet.
Well, not transfer, but it shows up in UI because we still haven't reached the consensus on the multiple alias ownership. Reason being, we are not sure if we want people to allow to register multiple aliases on the same address, because you could create something really offensive and send it to other person address, and we don't really know how to tackle it yet because we don't have any like censoring abilities. So there should be some sort of workaround, and I don't think we have a consensus on how to do it. There are approaches how we can handle it, but it's not yet implemented in the current release.
Hmm. Yeah, that's hard to tackle. What about I mean, we could censor them from the Explorer, right? If there's like certain like insulting words that we could. Isn't that an option? I mean, it doesn't
first
really
of all,
solve anything, but
First of all, we are not in business of censoring stuff, and we would rather avoid issues when we have to manually do something,
yeah.
because like most of the Zano apps and services do not have censoring features. We are not in control. It's just whatever you got, whatever you got from the blockchain, this is what you are seeing in your wallet. And we would try to avoid any sort of centralized services that would require us to manually do things. So we try to find a solution how to go around that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, I'm not saying that we don't know what to do. We have few ideas, and I think there is one that is being decided on. We just need to act on it, but it haven't happened yet in the current release.
Yeah, I can add a little bit on this. Yeah, we've been discussing this problem with Val extensively, and we came to some. It's not, I don't know how to say it, but we came to understanding that we would need, people want to have a multiple aliases on the same address. We just don't have to display all the addresses, and the person, whoever control the address, he can pick up the one alias that he believe he is a primary alias. He chosen this will be the primary alias for associated with his address, and then this primary alias is displayed everywhere in UI, and then he can also have other aliases that point to the same address, that they won't be associated on others UI. So even if someone will try to register offensive alias to someone, it won't be displayed in different UI. So we come up to this idea as a workaround, how we can still handle multiple aliases over one address, because this is kind of practical thing. People want this, people have been asking this, and avoid some inappropriate behavior or insulting people. So we kind of figured out how to do this. We just didn't do it yet. We came to agreement that we can do it without hard fork. We can do it with very minimal efforts without like re-engineering the whole aliases part. But we still have to dedicate time on this, and we still like super busy with other stuff, so we cannot get our hands on this yet.
Thank you for
Yeah, I think the
having that.
approach. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Like, even outside offensive aliases, if I own something like, I don't know, Microsoft, I want to have it on my own wallet, but it makes sense to me to be able to put something else as my primary address, alias. So, yeah. Another feature, a new feature on my wallet is being able to hold and see your NFT, your obscure NFTs. So that is pretty cool, and it gives them, you know, a little more use case.
There's also multiple sands. A lot of people requested this one.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yes, it's
so
it's a
good.
relief for my work, by the way. Thank you, Pavel. Yeah. I mean, with sending reimbursements and payments, it's better to just put them all in one and have them go out in one go. It's so much better.
Yeah, and you also save on fees. What's the maximum amount of recipients?
Technically, it's 32, but we need one for change, so it's 31, and I think we kept it at 30 to keep the round number.
All right. Yeah, that should be plenty. And does making a transaction like this make it seem I guess it does make seem it makes it seem different on the block store, right? It could could it hurt your privacy in some way?
No, of course not.
Sorry, can you? Okay.
But you can
All right.
get into the details if you want. The question was if you have multiple receivers for transaction, does it affect the privacy?
Theoretically, no. Maybe there is a little details. Val, do you have something to add about this? I believe no, but maybe the only thing that it will be obvious that there is a multiple destinations on this particular transactions because number of outputs will be more than usual. But besides this, I cannot see anything else.
Yeah, that's what I mean because it will make it stand out, but obviously it will still retain all privacy features. It will just be a little different.
I think Will is not here, so if you wait him to respond, he's not gonna do it.
All right.
Yeah, he was here a second ago. So
I think I saw him a second ago. Maybe he. Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's you, so you can take it because he's not here.
Well, as far as I can see, there is no privacy breach. Besides the transaction will have more outputs, and that will be kind of apparent that more destinations. But besides this, I don't see anything. So short answer is no.
all right.
Okay, let's continue with some other items because we're running a bit short on time here. Zano Trade, yes, bug bounty program results. So there was a bug bounty program for Zano Trade. Zano Trade was, or probably still is, closed source because it wasn't audited properly yet. Now it has been properly audited. Some stuff was found and patched, right, Pavel? And now we're planning on making it open source. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is exactly it. We finalized the campaign and all issues were addressed. So we expect to push Zano Trade to the public repo on our main GitHub profile. And everyone could start building their own Zano-based taxes. And we also separated front-end and back-end into different repos. So if you don't like the way it looks, you could just take the engine and put whatever interface you want on top of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I can't wait to see more dexes be spinned up on Zano. That's cool, and it also opens the door for the UI update, right? Because Zano Trade is a bit clunky right now, still to use, and people have sent in suggestions to improve it. And in fact, we have improved it greatly, but we weren't able to push the UI update because the audit was going on. But now that that is completed, we are able to push the UI update pretty soon, right?
Yeah, that is also correct. We had to freeze the code for the audit. That was a couple of weeks, but now since we have two separate repos, we could start working on the UIs, and there are already some fixes that been made. We should probably see the first redesigned version in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be. I mean, did we already share a sneak peek of the improved UI? I think we did a while ago already, but maybe it's good to share it again. But the new UI looks a lot better. It's more user friendly, more like how a centralized exchange would look like a little bit, because that's what people are familiar with. But of course, it's decentralized exchange. But at least the how it feels and how it looks is much more like a centralized exchange, and therefore more user friendly. No, cool. Looking forward to that one. Do you have an ETA on the new UI update?
Well, not really. I haven't spoke to the team yet because the top priority was to address all the issues that been found during the review. And since it's done, we'll have another call tomorrow probably, and I could provide the estimate.
Okay, cool. Okay, then we move on to the. Actually, we're still with Immunefi and the bug bounty programs. We have many bug bounty programs.
Yeah,
but
but
this,
that's a different one.
yes, this is a different one. But very interesting to say the least, because this one is actually a bug bounty program that everyone can participate in. So you heard it here first, because we're announcing it a little later today via our announcements channels. But we're launching a new bug bounty program on Immunefi. Can you maybe it's better if you take over, Andre? Can you explain us a little bit about how it works, that people can donate to it, what its purpose is, and all of that?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually happy to do this because I've been willing to have this for a quite long time, and we, as you guys know, we started to work with Immunefi by making something that they call invite-only program. So we started with internal audit of the code and research. So Immunefi invited couple of very skilled white hats to find the problems in our code base and in our papers and everything. So, and this went pretty well. There was no critical issues found. We found couple of minor issues and few insights, but this went pretty well. And we did it just to not hit something big in a public program. And now it was the first step, and as a second step, we are launching the public bug bounty program. Right, I think it's going to be launched in 20 minutes. That's the estimated time. We created this program. It's just going to be activated in 20 minutes, and yeah, it's going to be. It's actually very good news, very positive thing. I really hope we can attract more and more white hats to look into our code base and help us to make it better. And because of this, I will be saying it many times in the future. But as for now, I'm really asking whoever is supporting our project, whoever is building on top of our project, we are inviting you to donate money to this bug bounty program. It's public, so you can put the money into the vault. You can see that this money is locked in Immunefi vault, and that will be spent or will be held there until someone will find some sensitive problem or issue and help us to improve and to fix this. And I don't know if I have to explain the importance of this, because we start with $20,000 from the dev fund. We'll put 20,000, but as you guys know, the bigger the fund, the more white hats will be looking into the project. More white hats will be trying to improve it, trying to help us to find the issues that we can fix before some malicious person can exploit it against whoever is holding the project or supporting it. So I'm really excited about this, and I really hope that we can find support in this, and our supporters will help us to bring more value to this. So that's the news. It's going to be live in 15 minutes, and that's great. We're going to share the links as soon as Immunefi team share it with us. Yeah, that's it.
I have a small correction. You're not supposed to fund the vault with the direct transfers. The Immunefi team just confirmed that. So you shouldn't post the address and invite people to donate. They should be done some other way around. And while we're on the topic,
Yeah, yeah, it's strange because before I was speaking with them like a week ago or in the call. I asked them on the call, and they told me that whoever want to donate, they can make a transfer on the address. And now they,
Well,
yeah, they now they saying
like a minute ago.
something different. So we have to make sure.
Yeah,
But we will
let's not
definitely we will. Yeah, I was saying that there would be a way to donate money to this wallet. We'll figure out the exact process later. Then we will give instructions how to do this.
Yeah, great. And once more, this is so important for us because Zano community is still quite small, but of course it's an ecosystem, so a lot, like actually all depends on the how robust our code base is, which is all completely open source. So the more eyes we can attract on our code base, the better, because it helps us find possible vulnerabilities in the code base and improve that, making the blockchain more robust overall. So yeah, if you're a dev, please join us in the bug bounty program. If you would like to donate something, please help us in that way as well. And if you can't do any of those ways, please help us share it on the social media platforms. That also helps us greatly. So there's 3 ways that you can actually help to contribute to this. So yeah, thanks guys for explaining that. Corbin is going to join us very soon from the Bitcoin.com team. He was supposed to be here a little bit earlier, but he got a flat tire, he told me. So he should be joining us within the next 5 minutes or so to talk about the confidential layer bridge, which is very exciting. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, Andre, do you have any updates on your consensus research? Because it's basically the most exciting thing that is going on right now, in my opinion. So any updates compared to last month?
No updates actually. Common prefix team is working on this right now. I'm focused on something else. I can give you like a quick update what's been done on the core development if we have time for this.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we still have to we still have 5 minutes. I see that Corbin is here, but please take 5 minutes to go into this, and then Corbin can take his time.
All right. Yeah, all right. I'll be very quick. So, the good news, we wrapped up backend tray implementation. It's been working. I'm really happy with how it works. We now don't have issues with Ethereum, so everything is great there. Also, as we got new exchanges listings, and some of the exchanges requested cold wallets process, which was not working before because no one ever used it before in Zano. So Val was spending a lot of time bringing this back to life. He implemented a couple of helpful feature like resetting the locket outputs and a couple of new API. So it should be working right now. We just gave it to exchanges a couple of days ago, so they started to integrate this. Also, it's been a lot of work dedicated to train a couple of new developers that we recently took to the core team. So mostly Wal is spending time on it. He's like just explaining how the core test works, how the core works, what is the rules, what are the code styles, everything that need to be known and follow it to contribute to the code base. So yeah, we are quite optimistic about new guys. They showing pretty optimistic results, and I'm really looking forward to it. And beside this, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. That was happening yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you for a quick update. I see Corbin is here, so I've invited Corbin on the stage. Is it working for you, Corbin? I still see that you're appeared as a listener instead of a speaker, but I believe I've invited you. Okay. I think Corbin is rejoining. There might be some small issue. Anyway, let me introduce the topic at least then. Oh, I see he's here now. Can you hear us, Corbin?
Yeah, coming in clear. Am I coming in okay?
Yes, very clear, actually. Good microphone
Super.
that you have. How's it going? Welcome on
Good.
stage.
Sorry. Yeah, long night, guys. I have a car rental, and it didn't come with a car jack after we got a flat tire, so we ended up waiting around just for car rental people to come out and fix our tire. So yeah, it was fun. But
That
yeah,
sucks,
no,
man. Sorry to hear that.
it's all good, man. One of those weird nights. But yeah, no, Bitcoin.com, we recently launched Zana inside the Bitcoin.com self-custody wallet app. I think we're over 65 million wallets created. It might even be a little bit more right now. But we also just introduced Freedom Dollar, which is, of course, the FUSD, the privacy stablecoin on Zana. So the next big thing that we're focusing on is making sure that we're ready to support the confidential layer bridge. And I think the thing that we're most excited about at Bitcoin.com is, getting users the ability to convert from a public Bitcoin into a private Bitcoin. So yeah, we're working very closely with the confidential layer team. We're on deck to support some liquidity for the bridge. Obviously Bitcoin.com, we've got a BTC treasury as well. So we're ready and prepared to deploy some of that as the bridge begins to kick things off. And yeah, we're very excited to be able to promote this cool tech and introduce some privacy capabilities for BTC that it just I keep hoping that someday BTC will bring in some some base level of privacy. Whether I mean, like, there's so many forks now that have introduced some little pieces that it could do it, but I don't think they're ever going to do it. So I like the permissionless aspect that the Zano community and the confidential layer team are really just like saying, we can just do this. The tech exists. With like, all we need is some liquidity. All we need is a little bootstrap. All we need is a couple wallets, and it's just like, pull your life up by the bootstraps and just see how far we can get. And yeah, I'm pretty confident with a great domain and a great brand like Bitcoin.com. All of our users, it's like 91% of our buy volume is people coming in for Bitcoin. So it seems like a natural progression. If they're coming in for Bitcoin, a lot of people are also coming into this like false pretense or false illusion that Bitcoin is already private. And I think that like meme of like Bitcoin being pseudonymous still kind of it confuses a lot of new people where they think, hey, I got into Bitcoin. All right, they can't track me now. And it's like, no. Now you're the most tracked you've ever been. So this is I think it's a cool segue into just being able to introduce people that like public blockchains are extremely public. It's kind of scary if you dox your wallet, if you interact with the wrong exchange, if your exchange asks to say, hey, we want to share all of these details to your your government or your tax authorities, then yeah, you're in you're extremely exposed. And I think the ability for any user to take their BTC, take their assets, and it seems like confidential layer is doing more than just BTC, which is really cool too. They're going to be doing my understanding, their token, as well as looking into Ethereum and some of the ETH tokens as well. So I think just being able to say, hey, take these assets that have value and move them onto a private blockchain like Zano, and then being able to use them more freely without the fear of someone giving you the $5 wrench attack. I think it's a great security enhancement. I think it's a great privacy enhancement. And I think it's just one of those like big steps up for BTC, but it's a big step up for just like users having that choice.
Absolutely, yeah. It's actually super exciting. So that they're gonna release the bridge in stages. So the first stage is gonna launch later this month, and the month still has about 2 weeks left. So yeah, it has to launch within the next 2 weeks or so, and they're actually gonna launch with EVM blockchains and BTC right from the get go. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. So you'll be able to bridge your Bitcoin to Zano, and also EVM blockchains like Ethereum to Zano. So ETH and BTC, and possibly also Base, I think, which is also an EVM blockchain, will be integrated from the start. What about tokens that have been launched on these blockchains? This probably Pavel. Will people be able to bridge the tokens that have been launched on Ethereum and Base? Will they be able to bridge that as well, or just like the main assets like Ethereum?
Well, API supports token bridging. I think it's more of a business decision which tokens are you allowed to bridge, because there's a issue you could face with tokens like USDT or USDC, that your breach contract address could be blacklisted and essentially lose all the collateral. This is why I would suggest to stick to the native assets mostly. But again, like if people want to do it and confidential layer allows it to do it, there's no technical limitation there. It's more about how you decide to handle it.
Right, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I guess it will depend on the confidential layer team then, but at least we'll see Ethereum, Base, Bitcoin from the start.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
what's
I
kind of
mean,
cool is
DAI
like
would make sense, something like DAI if you want to do the stablecoin bridging. But I'm not sure if tokens are planned for the initial launch, maybe sometime down the line. But technically, as I was saying, technically there are no issues with token bridging.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I think the thing that gives me confidence in this is that they're doing this in this like phased rollout. It's not just enable everything on day one and cross your fingers. I think this is kind of how we approach a lot of our releases, and it's reassuring. I think anytime you're dealing with bridges and bridge tech, it's always this, making sure that the honeypot is sufficiently growing, that if it's gonna have any issues, better to catch it early. But everything I'm reading, this seems like a pretty strong strong team behind it. So I'm excited for us to put our support behind it as well.
Yeah, and many people have been waiting for this for a very long time, right? It's not that this has been rushed through. It's been in development for a while already, and I am completely with you about the phased rollout. I think that's a smart decision. It also ensures that there's a constant stream of new audiences being introduced to this technology. Like, for example, it says that Ton and Solana will be added in Q3 of this year, so like in autumn for us on the north here. So that will bring in new audiences. I really like this technology because people are sometimes cautious to swap into Zano, right? They have because people always love what they have for some reason. So if you have Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or Ethereum, people don't want to swap it for something else because they want to be exposed to the instability of those assets. I'd say they want to speculate on those, but then they can just upgrade it with the privacy of Zano, so they can hold Bitcoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash, but then on Zano and be exposed to that volatility still, but have the privacy benefits of Zano. So it's going to introduce the Zano ecosystem and, of course, confidential layer to massive audiences, because it's going to be like a second layer for many of these blockchains, right? People will probably love to upgrade their favorite assets with privacy and security of Zano. So yeah, super excited for that, and also good to see that the Bitcoin.com wallet is supportive of this. Do you guys plan to launch like a campaign to it? I know that right now you guys have this really cool campaign going on with this Learn and Earn about Zano and Freedom Dollar and all of that, and some nice tweets and videos I've seen. You guys planning to do a similar thing once confidential layer is live to promote like private version of Bitcoin, private version of Ethereum?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So yeah, we do have like these learn to earn and quests within the wallet app. So we've already rolled out a few for Zano and Freedom Dollar as well. And yeah, the next obvious one is being able to use this quest platform that we've built to support onboarding more people in. So being able to lead people in with carrots. There's always that fear of the first interaction with anything new. It's a little bit, especially in like self custody. There's always that fear. So I think if if we can offer some incentives to say, hey, go try moving $100 of Bitcoin into Zano and make it private and then take it for a spin. This is something we're happy to invest into and continue to build out. So I think we're going to be looking at like different ways we can further bootstrap more users over to just try to help seed both of the bridge pool like for the LP, but then also just any users who like if they're not interested in doing LP and earning, then being able to just say, hey, just swap from BTC into your I think I can't remember if it's BTCX or XBTC. But yeah, being able to get that private version of Bitcoin and being able to say, hey, you're ready to roll, go take it for a spin, see how private it is, and use it any way you'd normally use BTC, whether you're just holding it for asset volatility, it's always an option, or being able to actually use it in real life. I think the other thing that's kind of cool is that with BTC on Zano, it does get like Zano, like right now the fees on Zano are cheaper than BTC. So in some ways it does kind of become an interesting like alt L2 for BTC, where if you're using it for payments and using it to pay back friends for nachos and beer, it's an easier and cheaper way to do so than having to do it on BTC L1.
Yeah, totally. Cheaper, more private. Yeah, absolutely. It would be cool. Like you said, the 90% of the buy volume or the people the assets that people hold in the Bitcoin account wallet exists of Bitcoin, right? So it would be really cool and interesting to see if that people hold. It doesn't really matter if they buy it or hold it on the Bitcoin.com wallet, that they would get some kind of pop-up that says, congratulations with your Bitcoin holdings or purchase, but did you know that you're vulnerable to wrench attacks, or that it's transparent and there's this private version on the Zano blockchain, and that just leads to some kind of educational page. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, one of the features our designers were exploring, and maybe we can leak some of the designs, but we were exploring like how we could present to users their wallets like a privacy rating. So you've maybe seen this on certain blockchain explorers for Bitcoin, where you'll see whether this address is like not so private, or whether it has like mixed UTXOs with, say, addresses that are tied to exchanges. You could then give it give that wallet a poor rating, where something that's not hasn't interacted with any of these things, they'll naturally be more private. Maybe not as private as like native Zano, but if you've done, say, decent OPSEC on your wallet, you might not be able to, or you might be able to say it's somewhat anonymous. But being able to present those users that are like in a really, if they've got wallets with UTXOs that are only interacting and withdrawn from exchanges and KYC'd exchanges and things like that, then we might be able to signal to users that, hey, your wallet, you might think it's private, but you have a 20% on your confidential rating. What are your options? Well, your options are, you could move it into a privacy stablecoin, you could move it into a privacy blockchain, you could convert your BTC into this other version of BTC that's on Zano, and then being able to kind of like give them better ratings So we're kind of exploring these different ways that we might be able to like educate people about the lack of privacy on BTC, while at the same time being able to introduce them to these, more private, exciting tech that's emerging on Zano.
I like that. So it's like you're saying that you could give users some kind of security report on their wallets
Yeah,
to make them
exactly.
aware about their OPSEC. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I
and
think
you
the
would
other
be the
thing is like,
first and the only one to do it.
yeah, we haven't seen this done on any other wallets, because I think especially most of these wallets are usually tied to these CEXs. So you'll see, Binance has Trust Wallet and stuff like that. So there's always this like, I think the incentives are always a little bit skewed, where they don't necessarily want to say that it's bad to use a CEX, but we we don't have a CEX, so we don't have that same problem. So I think being able to just educate people is kind of like a big part, and I think like using the quests, being able to kind of educate people about their wallet status, if it is extremely doxed or a tainted wallet, and they should maybe try to clean up some UTXOs or use some privacy tools like the confidential layer bridge, then yeah, we can kind of help nudge people into this thing. Like I think we'd prefer to take more of like a libertarian paternalism approach to it, where it's like you can introduce them to the options. It's like if you've ever like like I think one example of like libertarian paternalism is like you go to like a high school cafeteria. Like I assume some high schools still do that. They still feed kids, but they give them the choice, right? You got French fries and burgers and pizza. You got salads and salmon and chicken, and you got potato chips and garbage and stuff like that. And if if you're looking after the kids' health and you want them to make good decisions, you might want to make sure that the healthier foods are kind of put in the center aisle or where they're most visible. And the junk food, you kind of like, it's there, but you're not putting it in front and center. It's an option still, but being able to make the right choices with these like clever nudges. We're not forcing people to say you gotta eat salmon and salad, but more often than not, it's probably healthier than big bag of potato chips.
Yeah, I like that. That's fair enough, man. Yeah. So what about I'm just thinking about how can we best measure the growth of confidential layer in Zano. This is maybe a little bit unrelated, but this is just something that crossed my mind right now. Because maybe Pavel, maybe could we have someone, or maybe we can do it ourselves, create like a dashboard with I mean, we already have Zano stats in the Explorer for Alias registrations, and you could have a look at the daily number of transactions. That would be a good indicator. But also like total value locked on the Zano blockchain. Would be great to have like a place where all of that is together in one place to be able to track the growth, right? Because of its the privacy nature of the blockchain, you're kind of limited about what you can see and track the growth. But we could track the number of aliases, the daily transaction count, the daily burns, the total value locked. I mean, even Freedom Dollar has, in fact, already. I mean, it contributes to total value locked, right? Because they have like $3 million in Zano in their reserve. So that would be already a TVL of 3 million for Zano, but we don't really have this advertised anywhere. Would it be nice to do something this ourselves, or would we put up a bounty for someone to create it, or would it be up to confidential layer? How do other ecosystems do this?
Well, you kind of forcing me to give away the Zana Stats next tab that is going live sometime this week. It's a TVL page with all the assets, and also it is being integrated with the Zana trade volume. So we could see the turnover on Zana trade, and it also is going to be compatible with DeFi Llama SDK. So we could potentially connect other DeFi features and websites and sort of expose Zana ecosystem to the like providers like DeFi Llama and other dashboards.
Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Okay, well then it's been taken care of apparently. Great. Okay, no, great. Any other topics that we should touch base on with confidential layer? Anyone that wants to bring a topic up here?
Also, that confidential layer is also launching the censored exchange. They haven't mentioned where we will be on it, but I suppose we could, at least from a technical perspective, we should be able. Um, so, do you think Bitcoin.com will be interested in implementing this decentralized exchange on confidential layer?
Yeah, I mean, we already have a Web3 browser, so I assume if it supports Wallet Connect, it should be fairly simple for us to integrate it into the wallet. So yeah, I mean, I think anything that supports the ecosystem growth of Zano, we're open to it. Like we're happily supporting Zano as much as we can. We're holding Zano in our treasury. We think it's cool. Like there's a lot of like OGs in Bitcoin.com that are like into privacy. So I think there's a strong will and a strong support for being able to nurture these communities. And I think even with that being said too, if there's other token projects that are interesting to the folks on this call, we're open to checking those out as well. Like I think with our relationships with the different swap providers and the different dexes and the different just third-party partners, everything from payments networks to affiliate networks to iGaming networks and things like that. There might be some ways that we can help at least do some introductions. And I think we'd love to see more Zano tokens and more Zano projects be included in our swap. Right now, you can swap from BTC to Zano. You can swap from BTC to Freedom Dollar. But yeah, I mean, if there's other projects that are launching on Zano and there's new exciting tokens and things like that, it's something that we'd be happy to kind of use our influence to try to nudge the right people to say, hey, let's support this thing. So yeah.
Absolutely. So guys, set for the end of this month, 2 weeks from here, you'll be able to bridge Bitcoin, Ethereum, possibly also other EVM blockchains onto the Zano blockchain. And it will be very, very exciting for Zano because we'll see a surge probably in community size and alias registrations, daily transactions count, also therefore the daily burns will go up. And you'll be able to track that via Zano stats, we just heard. So that will be very, very exciting. Newsflash. Pavel just sent me a DM saying the bug bounty program for Zano is now live, which we just talked about previously, like half an hour ago. So it's really cool. You can go to immunefi.com/bug bounty and then go to navigate, search for Zano, and it's all there. So yeah, that's super cool. Okay. Should we open up the community questions maybe, if there are any? We have quite a few listeners here, so maybe someone wants to hop on stage to ask a question about confidential layer or share his excitement, or you can also just shoot us a question or a message in one of the community chats. We'll keep an eye on those. And if none appear, then we'll just probably wrap it up because we've been live for about 75 minutes now. So let's see. Just request to be a speaker if you want to come on stage, or shoot us a message in the chat if you prefer to ask a question there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Send a message on the Telegram and Discord groups. I'll be checking those.
Yeah. Now that we have you here, Corbin, I wanted to ask, do you guys have any recommendations for crypto events that we should maybe attend this year? I know you guys have a quite extensive network and experience with that, and we've been to a bunch of conferences now, but our schedule for the next half year or so is kind of empty, so we're open to suggestions. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like the Token 2049 events are usually chaos, but there's usually quite a like there's a like great opportunity to network with different projects, and um, you'll often find a few other like private, like we've seen a few other privacy projects and stuff like that at some of those types of events. They can be quite busy, probably the most busy events. Um, but yeah, if you've got great booths or great ideas or a great side event or something like that, that's a good opportunity. Maybe that's also something that we could co-sponsor. You know, if Zano were to come out and do something like that, maybe we can, you know, put on a side event together with Bitcoin.com and Zano and Confidential Layer and things like that. That could be kind of fun. I think the other ones that you could maybe take a look at are like some of the Bitcoin 2025 events. I think the most recent one was Las Vegas, but there's another one. There's another one coming up fairly soon. I think in Abu Dhabi. I want to say it's in December or maybe November, and that one's quite good. If it's not too far from Dubai, and I do find that some of those events can be like a little bit on the BTC maximalist side, but I think in them like in large part thanks to this whole like treasury scheme that the Bitcoiners are doing, like the the micro strategy and alt micro strategies. I think they're kind of warming up to other use cases for Bitcoin. And of course, I think anyone who's like an OG going to these events, they they naturally want privacy. So I think being able to introduce them to, you know, alternative L1s that are doing privacy, and then also supporting the Bitcoin space, that's still going to be like the biggest fire hose of like potential eyeballs. I think just most new people coming into Bitcoin and crypto are going to start with the orange coin first, and then kind of graduate into alternative cryptocurrencies. So I think it's a good space to kind of you know, make your pitch and kind of show what you're doing and get people some swag and get them to a side event and things like that, and you know, introduce them to people within the team. So yeah, I'd say like those are probably the two big ones I'd say are worth checking out. There's always, of course, like some of the ETH Denvers and things like that, especially if you know, there's more EVM projects that are going to be bridged over. That could be a good segue for introducing, you know, different token projects or um, you know, native EVM. Um, like if the focus is short term on just the base asset of like ETH on Arbitrum and ETH on Base and ETH on ETH and things like that, then that's probably a good space as well. Any of the kind of yeah, the kind of more Ethereum centered projects. And it does kind of seem like ETH right now is kind of in its weird. It seems like it might be coming back from the dead, which is kind of good to see. A lot of folks were a little worried that the price hadn't been keeping up with Bitcoin, but it does seem like the Ethereum people are coming back. They're doing their own ETH micro strategies now. I'm seeing on some of these news topics and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm kind of hopeful that that there's gonna be another breath of, you know, breath of life coming from the ETH community. And I think, yeah, same goes with the ETH side. Like a lot of those ETH people, they're also looking for privacy. You know, we've seen that with Tornado. We've seen that with like Aztec money. I think they had ZK money for a little while as well. But so I think there's like a desire for privacy from pretty much every blockchain for the most part wants that capability. It's just I think some of them aren't willing or perhaps worried to put that label on their L1, and you know, they're a little scared of the repercussions of what that does to their relationships with like centralized exchanges, which, as we know, are not always the most friendly towards privacy projects.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. I've had to deal with so many exchanges, and they all, especially the tier one exchanges, they're not so privacy friendly. But yeah, I mean, you're spot on with. I think we should tap into those type of audiences more, the more mainstream audiences, because so far we went to privacy focused events like MoneroCon, Monerotopia, ETHDem. Although the name suggests that it's about Ethereum, it's actually a privacy focused conference. And although those were all great, it's time for us to shift focus a little bit more towards other audiences. We went to PorcFest last month, which is more of a libertarian / freedom event, and man, Zano did so well with that crowd there, with the audience there, which was amazing to see.
That's great to hear.
So definitely, yeah. So a lot of merchant adoption there, and people were truly interested. So definitely, we'll go there again next year and look for similar type of events. The libertarian community seems to really like Zano, so we'll tap into that. But also now that confidential layer is coming up, and we have the privacy stablecoin Freedom Dollar on Zano, I think it's time to tap into the mainstream crypto audiences more. So if you could help us get a foot on the ground with major crypto events like ETH Denver or Token 2049, we'd love that. We'd really appreciate your help there, because I think we're kind of ready for it now. So that would be really helpful.
Yeah, we're here to support you guys. Yeah, just hit us up on Telegram.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you very much. Okay, Gonzalo, did any questions come in?
We got a few, mostly all about confidential layer. So good job on that.
Yeah. Please read them out loud, and we can just answer, I guess.
All right. So, what about private Bitcoin to usual Bitcoin on wrap a confidential layer? Will it be a good source of usual Bitcoin without later issues of KYC? So I guess he's basically asking about if there are any limitations on unwrapping so private Bitcoin into normal Bitcoin, and so far there aren't. Confidential layers is a permissionless protocol, so no KYC or anything. You can just unwrap your Bitcoin.
I think the only limitation there could be is a cap on the amount of Bitcoins you can wrap and unwrap, because you're obviously not going to be able to wrap the entire supply of Bitcoin. That would be unsafe. But other than that, there is no restriction.
Yeah, so as the bridge gets more popular, more funds will be on it, so they'll be able to unwrap higher amounts, I suppose.
And I think a good side note here would also be how you use it, right? So let's say you wrap half a BTC into Zano, and then 5 minutes later unwrap 0.5 Zano to like a fresh address. It's kind of obvious that 0. I mean, especially at the start, if there's not a lot of transactions going on there, that half a BTC is probably the one that was put in 5 minutes before. So that is, I mean, it's not really a limitation, but more of like a warning on how to use it, right? Because if you want to use it as to make your Bitcoin untraceable, it's probably best if you break it up into multiple pieces or wait for a couple weeks or even months before you unwrap it again.
Yeah, one of the features I loved about Aztec Money, so they launched right around the same time as, or maybe it was just after Tornado. But then after Tornado got in some trouble, they basically just kind of said like, no, we don't do that project anymore, and they kind of absolved themselves from it quite quickly. But the tech behind it was quite cool. It was very interesting, and I recall one of the things that they did was they made the user experience for bridging bridging into a privacy version of that of the base asset, and then when you bridged back to the, say, native version of that asset, they would put it into a pool, and they would chunk it up into multiple random amounts, where you'd still end up with the final amount, but it was kind of just like can't remember the technical term. I'm drawing a blank, but it kind of fanned out the whole UTXO set, and then you would end up with this more private, less, it was less clear that you, like you said, 0.5 going in and then 0.5 going out. It's kind of like that was probably the same guy. But if you're breaking it up into these different chunks and kind of spreading it out over time, makes it a lot more difficult to track. So I think there's like some user experience enhancements that I'm sure will come as the project evolves. But yeah, short term, definitely you're going to want to be careful not to use the exact same amounts, and maybe spread it out over time to make sure that there's more people than just you using it.
Yeah. What would be what would be the reason that confidential layer doesn't implement such a thing? Do you know, Pavel? I mean, it obviously it's just a design choice, but I mean, maybe you don't know because I mean, it's not up to us. But like, what would be the pros and cons of implementing such a thing?
I don't know. Sounds reasonable, and I would do it, but that's not the only way to do it. I mean, uh, you could just swap or wrap your asset on Zana, and then you can use ZanoX to trade it to, let's say, wrap Ethereum, and then you can withdraw Ethereum with no connection whatsoever to the initial asset. There are like number of ways how can you address it, and they could just implement all of them, or someone else could do it.
Yeah, I think these can be implemented at the wallet level, so it can be up to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. This is more of a software layer feature rather than blockchain and API layer. So you could put any logic on top of it as long as it works and justifies the like fees and user experience.
Yeah, and also Pavel briefly mentioned Zano trade. I think um, we should spend a bit more time on that because I think that will be the most powerful use case. Not only being able to upgrade, for example, your Bitcoin to a private version, but also being able to trade without without traces because current dexes have that problem. Dexes on Ethereum have your trades are public and you're subject to MAB attacks, and there's no such thing in Zano trade. So I think that will be also a very powerful use case.
Yeah, that's exactly why we are open sourcing it right now to allow other vendors or providers to run their instances of Zano Trade. For example, on Freedom Dollar website, you already have a swap service that will allow you to use Zano's Ionic Swap technology with some backend. And we would love to see more services like that, and we'll provide the technology and the source code to spin it on your own server or domain and just attach it to your own use case.
Hmm. Cool. There's just so much to explore
Yeah.
about this still.
Yeah, I guess we can do one last question, also related to confidential layer. So Zano will be the first coin, first privacy coin to go live with confidential layer. Does this mean that Monero and other privacy coins will follow? So I know that there are plans to integrate Firo, but not sure on the timeline on that.
Well, I don't
But
think
yeah,
this is
Zano will
something we
be.
could comment on that. This is something you would rather ask confidential layer on their Discord because from the roadmap I was aware of, the next blockchains to be integrated are Ton and Solana. I haven't heard about anything else just yet.
Yeah, so for now, Zano, it will be to default and only privacy chain that you can use to upgrade your assets. So
Yeah, to my knowledge, that is correct.
Okay. Any more questions, or should we wrap it up? We've been live for 90 minutes.
yeah, it's quite a lengthy topic. Yeah, there are no more questions. I'm not saying that.
Okay. Well, then I think it's time to wrap it up. One more thing I would like to say now that we have a crowd here. If you navigate to our profile on X, you can see at the top of our profile that there it says communities and it says official Zano community. We're growing towards 500 members. Please, if you haven't joined yet, please join it. And you can post Zano related tweets through there, and it will appear on all the other community member timelines. And that way we can grow the Zano community together. It will also appear any tweet that you post through the official Zano community will also appear on the timelines of everyone that's following you. So it's not that it's like hidden. But this way, it's very easy for all the other Zano community members, all the Zanons, to engage with each other's content and find each other. So if you haven't joined there yet, please do and help us grow it. It was launched just a couple months ago, so it's good to see it hovering above 400 members already. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, well, thanks everyone for attending this episode. Special thanks to you, Corbin. Thank you for making some time to join us here. Always a pleasure to have you with us. And yeah, then we see everyone on the next episode, which is always on the second Monday of the new month. So in August, that will be, let's have a look, August 11th is the next episode. And hopefully by then, the bridge is live and we'll be able to chat some more about it and have some numbers to share, and we can go more into detail about it. So yeah, okay, thanks everyone, have a great day, and see you at the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Bye bye.